Welcome. In front of me I have the brand new Sony WH-1000XM5s, and I'll go over unboxing along with a quick sound test and just go over a couple changes that have occurred over the 4s and 5. So just a generational upgrade. So anyway, let's just pop it open. Now we get this this I guess eco-friendly packaging with recycled paper, if anybody cares for that. Then we get our carrying case, our little brochure right here. What's in here? Got some paperwork, yes. These are quite interesting. So don't wear them in rain, don't wash the dishes with them if you ever plan to. Don't profusely sweat in them, so anybody who does that, I guess you're kind of bummed with these. And I guess don't have them also on your neck if you profusely sweat. Oh well. Anyway, that's basically it. We also got some instructions, so I'm just gonna eat that to the side. Then we got our carrying case. Now, the carrying case is bigger than it was for the XM4s, so that's one thing. Though I do kind of like the design of it. It's a little bit more, I guess let's call it stylish. It has a different aesthetic to it. Then inside, obviously, we get our headphones. And here we get a magnetic little flap with a cable. They can be used in a wired mode, which is nice for anybody who wants to utilize that. And we get a super dinky little charging cable. What is this? They could have included a little bit of a longer one. But hopefully we all have by now a Type-C charging cable. And in here we get our headphones. Now they are actually lighter than I expected it. I think they are lighter than the previous ones. So they do feel kind of like a paperweight. Actually, that's a wrong statement. Paperweight usually actually has some weight. But yeah, they are really light. Like there is almost nothing in them. Now, one of the major differences between these ones over like the old ones, the XM4s, is now they have, I believe, 8 microphones instead of the 6 that the previous ones had. And that is one of like the almost only changes. There's a couple other ones which I'll touch upon later, but this is like the primary one. So they have more microphones which will increase the call quality. So right now the clarity and noise cancellation of your calls in noisy environments is just, I think, the best one I've heard so far. It is substantially better over the XM4s, obviously. But if you consider the fact that this could be one of the only things that you get over the XM4s, really, and you could get the XM4s for cheaper, probably the XM4s might be just a better pick in general, if you don't care that much for the call quality. Now, obviously, the call quality is not going to be on like for you to hear. It's going to be for the person that is receiving a call from you or calling you. So they will hear you much clearer, no matter basically where you are. For you, the sound quality that you get will, I assume, be unchanged basically. So yeah. Now, another change that has happened is now when you don't wear your headphones and you have them like hanged on your neck, they flip like this. So if your collarbones are right here, the plastic is now hitting your collarbones, which I personally don't like. I'm a very skinny guy, surprise, surprise. So them being placed on my neck in this kind of manner is not the most comfortable. I prefer to have it like the XM4s, which is with the pads towards my collarbone. So that's a soft part, obviously, so it will feel much better. So that's one thing. Now, another thing that actually has been changed over the XM4s is the cushions right here. They are softer, but yet they are a little bit improved over the previous versions. I'm not exactly sure how to explain this, but they are better. And now another change that has been made is in the drivers inside. The drivers are smaller, and even though the bass on the XM4s was pretty decent, here we have a smaller driver, so you'd expect it to be a little bit worse, but actually the bass is apparently more punchy. So there we go. And apart from that, sound quality, there's not much change in there. It's barely noticeable, or maybe not even noticeable. The design is probably one of the biggest things that has changed. If you recall how the XM4s look like, they were a little bit more uniform without like this kind of design right here. So that's one of the biggest changes. The headband right here is much thinner. So yeah. Now, the change right here was made deliberately, so there is less moving parts, so that the actual headset isn't like creaking when moving around, so there is basically no creaks, as you can hear. The only thing I can hear is just like the leather kind of moving around here. So that's the only sound that they make right now. So they are well built, they're super light. Like I said, there was improvements in terms of call quality and just a little bit of the sound, but over like the XM4s, there's almost nothing extra that you get here. We basically get still the same kind of headset with all the same features, and if you can pick up the XM4s, they might be actually for cheaper XM4s, they might be a better pick over these ones, because you don't get much for them. Especially if you already have the XM4s, I wouldn't recommend picking these up as an upgrade, just because you won't get much of an upgrade, to be honest. You will need to spend more money and basically get nothing for it. But for anybody who is just thinking about picking them up, if you see both of these headsets at roughly the same price, then go for the newer one, for obvious reasons. It is generally better than the XM4s, but if you can pick up the XM4s for cheaper, then obviously the XM4s might be a better pick, just because of the price decrease. Now, if you already use like some older headset or headphones, maybe some kind of Bose old ones where your battery is dying, these will obviously be a decent upgrade. And over, for instance, like the Bose Quiet Comfort, obviously these will be a drastic increase over like the original ones, wireless ones. In terms of like the newer ones, they still have more features. They do have like this touch control panel right here, which I believe Bose doesn't have anything like this. Noise cancellation, I'm not exactly sure how well it compares to other brands, like for instance Sennheiser or Bose, but from what I've heard, at least a couple years ago, the Sony had a better noise cancellation, but that was a couple years ago, so obviously companies might have picked up. But yeah, finishing this off, I will connect it to my phone and just, I guess, put it a little bit to the microphone now. This probably will not be a good enough test of how they sound, just because obviously I'm just going to be kind of placing them next to a microphone, and there will be some sound degradation there, plus whatever you will be listening on will have an effect on that as well. So if you're listening on like a laptop or your phone speakers, you're not going to get anything near what they actually sound when you put them on your head. But still, it might give you just a little bit of a maybe understanding how they sound. So let me quickly find some kind of song right here, and actually first I'm gonna connect them and disconnect mine. Okay, so they used to have NFC. I'm gonna check if that is still the case. Is it anywhere here? Probably turning them on would be a decent first step. There we go. Oh, look at that. Actually, they don't need NFC. It just pops up right here. So, connect. Yep. It's downloading an app automatically too, which is fairly neat. Or do I need to? Ah, I need to select download. Now I'm unsure if the app is required. It might be required for changing like the controls on them, but I assume you can most likely use these headphones without needing the app. And if I need to create an account or log in, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so we can use voice assistant. That's nothing new. Let's, I guess, select this one. Okay, so there we have. Now I do have my music player showing up my music right here, so I'm just gonna close this and obviously go to my go-to player. Supposedly it is playing right now. Let me quickly check. Okay, so I just listened to them for a couple of seconds, and obviously they sound good. Here I'm gonna give you a little bit of a sound test, let's call it. All right, it's paused, so. Now, I'm not sure if that wasn't too loud. Let's try it again, a little bit, maybe lower volume, just in case. So there we go. Now, obviously they sound really good. For over-the-ear headphones, they are pretty darn good. And they do boast a lot of features. So anyway, if you're planning to upgrade some like older headphones, they will obviously be a really good pick. For everybody else who's thinking about upgrading from the XM4s, I probably wouldn't recommend wasting the money on them. Though wasting money, I don't know if that's a correct word. Obviously, you just need to buy something that you almost already have. Like the XM4s are way too close to these ones to justify the purchase. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But anyway, so finishing this off, pretty good headset. Just a little bit of a different look to them, much more clean than it used to be. Some people might not like it, I guess it's all up to preference, but overall the headset is really good, packed with features and improvements over the old ones. And like I said, for anybody who doesn't already have an over-ear headset that is pretty good already, this will be an outstanding pick. So that being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.